What's going on YouTube? Looking at a new knife from Jason Brous. Been a while since I had a Brous blade on the channel. Last one I think was his Karambit that I reviewed, which was a buddy of mine. So this is his new Virtue model. And the reason why I picked this up is because, well, first let's talk about the box and we'll go into that. So there's the knife. You get the nice case. I love this little padded case. Those are great. Plus you get the lifetime warranty, lifetime sharpening, refurbishing. This is the Virtue number 344. Titanium handles, D2 steel. And that's actually why I haven't ordered a Jason Brous, or had a Brous knife in a long time, because D2, old steel, and has become very inexpensive. And that may be why, I don't know, he's been buying it probably in bulk for years, and one reason why I haven't had a Brous for a while is because I just kind of feel like they were overpriced for the materials that you got. So this one, however, caught my eye. I liked the design, I liked the materials, and the price especially jumped out to me. He was selling these for about $159, which is pretty much one of his least expensive models. Maybe minus some of his aluminum handled ones, but I think the new reloaders, sorry, I'm just checking out that bevel, looks a little funky. But the reloader aluminum is like this much, and most of his titanium knives are $300–400 or more. And this one I was like, whoa, $159 for titanium? Okay, I can get around that. I like the size. It's a 4.5-inch handle with a 3¼ inch blade with an overall length of 7.75. Your blade thickness is 0.16. Again, D2 on the 59 Rockwell hardness there. The clip point style blade. Kind of a clip point. I guess it has kind of a reverse tanto kind of swedge going on right here as well. Very cool blade shape, I think. Handle thickness is 0.56 and it weighs 4.6 ounces, which honestly feels lighter to me than that. Now it does have titanium handles with steel liners, and that may be why the weight feels, it comes in that way. Yeah, 4.5, so pretty good weight on this guy for the size, considering it has steel liners versus titanium. So it does have full titanium scales and a flipper on bearings, the Brous proprietary bearings they use. Good centering on this. Flipping action is not fantastic. It flips just fine, but I think the detent's on the weak side. It's more for, I think, so you can use the thumb hole as well. So it's kind of that in-between detent where they want you to be able to flip it and use the other opening mechanism. So it's a little light on the light side for a flipper, in my opinion. Like I said, stainless steel liners. You can see that they are pretty heavily skeletonized, though. Well, actually, that titanium scale is very heavily skeletonized on this show side there. And then you can see some milling as well on the titanium on this side. So he's kept the weight pretty good on this. Then you have that's the steel liner. Okay, so the steel liner is actually, sorry, this is confusing looking at it from this angle. The steel liner is actually skeletonized as well as the titanium handle. So that's going to save on some weight, plus you have a really open construction there. Got some jimping back here. This is a very reminiscent of a lot of Jason's designs, in my opinion. I went with the satin blade finish because it was the least expensive. You can get, you know, stone wash, which was $10–20 more, acid stone wash, black, you know, all kinds of different options. So, but for the price point, I thought that's not bad. D2 titanium, you know, made in the U.S., made with limited material or limited run. That's not really a bad price. So I thought I'd check it out, do a little review on it, let you guys know what I thought about it. So I went over the specs a little bit with you. I like the size. Let's do some size comparisons. I don't even remember picking this knife up. That's funny. It's the Southern Grind Spider Monkey. It always helps when these are in frame too. Sometimes you don't remember how much zoomed in you are when you do these videos. So here's a small Sabenza. So it's larger than a small Sab. It's actually larger than the Spider Monkey by a little bit. Let's move that one out. Bring in the GMP3 that I reviewed recently that I've absolutely been in love with. That's really a really good close size. Yeah, very close in size. And last, the Booz Blades Smoke, which I've also been loving. I like slim blades, if you can't tell. So there's some size comparisons for you to kind of give you a good size. So it's not a huge knife. Like a lot of Brouses get it. It's another reason why I haven't had one, because most of his designs are pretty large. I prefer the medium to small size knives. This one definitely fits in that category. It's got a nice ergonomic handle, I'll tell you that much. The ergonomics are good. There's no hot spots that I can feel. No, actually very, very comfortable handle. So I would definitely give the ergos a really high rating. Nice jimping here, it's functional. It's not too aggressive though. Again, you got the jimping back here for this reverse grip, which works well as well. And the clip is very low profile. So I'm just going to test that, and I'll bring it and put it in the pants here in a sec. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It is a little snug. It's kind of difficult to get on. Let me show you what I mean. Give you an idea how it's going to ride in the pocket. So there's not a lot of space between the clip and the frame, so you kind of have to push it on. Yeah, see, it's definitely stiff. I'm not a fan of that pocket clip, honestly. I like, it's designed well, it has the Brous logo on it. It's not deep carry, but it's not, a ton of knife showing, but it's very stiff. So it's definitely got good retention, which you want retention, but so many companies get the clips wrong, you know what I mean, where they have too much retention, not enough retention, or they're too hard to get on and off. One of the clips I really like is this Brous Blades by We Knives. It has a nice milled titanium clip that easily goes on the pocket. It has a nice spring to it. Probably the best, if not one of the best, if not the best pocket knives in the business. The Chris Reeve Sabenza has a nice spring, gives you good retention, but it's easy to get on and off your pants. You can see here there's like literally very little gap here. It's not springy, it's actually pretty stiff. So I don't like the pocket clip, to be honest there. But the overall fit and finish of the knife seems just fine. Nice centering. No blade play in either direction, so it's got a nice solid lockup. You won't have any stick with the stainless steel liner. I like the handle. The ergonomics are good. The design, I like the way it flows. Like I said, definitely looks like a Brous. There's no doubt about this is one of his designs, but it's attractive. It's just kind of plain titanium. You could do some cool anodizing on this to make it more fun, but like I said, the clip is definitely a weak point in my opinion. And in fact, I remember the Reloader, one of the knives I reviewed had a bad clip on it too, so maybe that's one of the things that Jason could look to improve on his knives, is his pocket clips, because I've had a few of his that I've really never been a big fan. I like the design element, how it flows well with the handle of the knife, but if it doesn't function well, if it's really hard to get on and off, that kind of takes away from the overall rating of the knife for me. I'm just looking at this grind. I don't know what that is. It looks a little uneven on the bevel. I keep calling it grind. The bevel looks a tad uneven. It is a hollow ground D2 steel, like I mentioned. So, the value on this knife though is much better than most Brous models in my opinion, because you're getting titanium handles. You're getting D2 is a fine steel. It's not great, but it's a cheap steel now. I mean, you can find it on the Boca Lateralis for like $80 with the stainless steel frame lock. You can find it on the Ontario Rat 2 now for like $50-$60. Titanium handles definitely are going to increase the cost on this. The low production number, made in the USA. Those other knives are all made overseas. So that, I don't feel like the price is too bad. It's about right where I think Jason Brous's knives should be. Some of his designs, some are, a little more elaborate and such. I can see some of the higher price ranges on some of them, but a lot of them I think have been priced a little high considering the use of materials, especially the steel, being a very inexpensive steel to get these days. So overall, not a bad buy for $160. It's not like wowing me, like, oh man, this is the best deal of the year or anything like that. It's good quality. I mean, like I said, perfect centering. I wish the detent was stronger. It's pretty smooth. It's not like crazy smooth, but it's pretty smooth. I like the handle shape. It's different. It's a nice look to it. Kind of a more, again, very Brous-like. Blade shape seems nice. So my first impressions anyway. We'll see how it is with use, and I can see the handle though is one of my favorite things. It's very ergonomic and comfortable. I like that you can open the knife both ways as well. You don't have to use the flipper if you don't want, but I feel like you could still go on a little stronger in the detent and still be able to accomplish the middle finger flick with this. But you can do that. So yeah, overall pretty good deal for 160 bucks. I can't complain too much about it. First Brous I've had in a long time. This is the first one that's kind of brought my attention, mainly again because of the materials and the price. Like I said, not a fan. I like how the pocket clip is designed, but I wish it had a larger gap. Maybe bring this up. It's got that internal screw for the clip, which is cool. And I believe, no, it is not reversible on this model, so you're looking at only right hand on this. And you can take the clip out right here. Yeah, it's not reversible. You can, this little screws right in here inside the handle. But if it just was raised just a tad, like the Brous is, look, see what I'm saying? Let's shut that blade so I don't cut myself. You see how that Brous blade's clip sits up a lot higher off the handle? That's what makes it work. So there's a nice gap. Same with the giant mouse. The clip on this one. See how it sits much higher off the handle. So all I had to do is raise that just a titch, and it would have been fine. And for now though, it's pretty difficult to get in and out of the pocket, and you know, it doesn't create a hot spot, which is great. So you know, the pocket clips can be tricky for designers, I think, because you want a functional clip, but you want it to kind of flow with the design, and you want it to have good retention. So you kind of have to balance all those things. So, but that's my, you know, kind of my first impressions of the Brous Virtue. I think for the money, it's not bad at all. Especially Blade HQ was selling them for like 143 bucks for National Knife Day. One I looked at like this is sold out now. Maybe they only got a small batch in, but even at the 160, you can get it directly from Brous. I did a pre-order on this one, so it just came in today. I'd say it's not a bad price. You know, the value's not bad, so not a bad knife at all. If you like Brous designs, this is definitely one you want to buy, especially for the value-wise. But if not, you know, there's other knives in this price category made by ZT. Thinking some other brands, Wee knives. Most of those are over 200. They're like in titanium. This Brous blade was 200 bucks, and it has full titanium with S35 VN. That's one of the best deals of the year, in my opinion. So, but the Brous isn't bad. Not bad at all. Not more fairly priced than I've seen a Brous in a long time. Let's put it that way. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.